Welcome, beautiful people of the internet. I am your host, Marcus the Grand Finale, and I'm joined. Pointing in the wrong direction. And I'm joined by
Three
Jemal.
faces of Jamal, you already know. Host of
Check
the
it out.
Mid-Carmets podcast and now ETE with Marcus over there. Wait, this way.
Yep. It's always the pointing of the wrong way. Like I've been doing this forever, and I'll point, and Manny's like, point to the thing, and we're
it's
like
gotta be
pointing in
it's
every
gotta be
different
the
direction.
opposite of which the camera is. So like my
Yeah,
opposite would be this way, which is pointing to you. But then
yeah.
this way is what I'm actually pointing to you. But
I feel like I feel like we're doing old '60s dance moves. That's where we're going.
now we
Up,
just doing Cactus Jack, like bang bang,
bang
bang bang.
bang. All right, so let's jump into the week in wrestling of everything else. First I want to talk about Hyper Battle 2022. Jamal, what did you think of the show, and what are your highlights from the show?
Man, Hyper Battle. This was supposed to be the crowning achievement of Suzuki-gun's Zack Sabre Jr.'s IWGP Heavyweight Championship win, and it did not happen. Okada did it again. Okada again. Rainmaker again. Curse you, Rainmaker.
It's him. And in the pre-show meeting we were talking about, you were saying Tanahashi is the fuck Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan of New Japan, and I was saying, maybe not. I would give that to I give him a John Cena era, and Okada would be the Roman Reigns currently, who just won't lose when you want him to lose. Just lose one time. But I didn't think he was gonna lose.
Here's the difference between Okada and Roman, okay? Roman, you don't want to lose. You want him to lose, but you don't. I need Okada to start losing some matches, man. He had like a year and a half where he was straight losing. I was loving it. And then now he comes back. He wins the cup. He wins the title. He does everything. He's the Rainmaker again, with or without Gedo. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of this guy.
He's the Gaijin killer. And I know that's not attached to his name, but he is. He was taking out Omega. He's taking out Ospreay. If you're dealing with Gaijins, Okada will handle his business. And I know you wanted Sabre to win here. I didn't. I'd rather wait for Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe he'll win the G1, and then they'll do it again. Because I feel like that's what happens in New Japan. It's more like if you have, they make you wait like 3 years to give somebody the actual belt in their title reign, and before they just be like, "Oh, here you go." Unless you're evil, who they just be like, "Here you go." All of a sudden, that's what I feel like was happening. I didn't feel like he was winning, even watching it. I was like, "Oh, he has a good chance." But I feel like they're running with Okada.
Suzuki-gun started off on a great note with freaking Taiji winning the King of Pro Wrestling thing from Yano. So that was like it was almost expected. I was like, okay, Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna win. Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Because I think the story is they're going with the other Englishman, Will Ospreay, is gotta beat Okada. I think that's where the route they're going. Because I don't think they're going that route.
I think that you're right, but Will Ospreay got a lot of building to do when it comes to his faction, as we know from the show. He's added yet another person to the United Empire, which tallies them up to, let's see, that's Ospreay, that's Great Okan, Jeff Cobb, what's his face, Aaron Henare. You got Kyle Fletcher and the Aussie Open guys. So that's another two.
Yeah.
And then TJP added with the brand new
that group.
Yeah, TJP is United Empire, and now they added Francisco Akira from All Japan Pro Wrestling, and now he is declared himself into this best of the Super Juniors, and he's going to be the flame or the match that sparks the United Empire's success.
So I have never really watched. I've seen clips of All Japan Wrestling. I've seen clips of that. I don't know who this guy is. I know he's 22 years old or something like that, and he's really young.
So
I don't know how good he is.
So let's put this in perspective. He's been in the ring with the likes of guys like El Phantasmo, Rich Swann, all the British wrestlers on all the famous
Okay.
British wrestlers on the scene, and even the more famous people from Australia and stuff like that. So the Robbie Eagles, the El Phantasmo, like I said, and stuff like that. So he Ospreay knows what he's doing.
Okay, he's pretty solid in the ring. But let's go back to the main event. What were your overall thoughts of the match? Even though you didn't like the result of Zack Sabre not going over Okada, what did you think of the match?
I'm gonna hit that Dave Meltzer button and just say it was just a great match. It just was. Like Zack Sabre Jr. is one of those guys. Like, think about it. How many years ago was the Cruiserweight Classic in WWE?
About 5, 6.
Like 5-6 years ago, we were looking at him like, oh, he might be like the best cruiserweight that we've ever seen in WWE, and here he is in the main event of a Japanese wrestling show, fighting for the big belt. Like, he's great. He's so fantastic. He could do it all. I'm surprised he's not a junior, but he's a heavyweight. You know?
He's put on more muscle. And that's what I thought when he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. I was like, if he added more muscle, he would be a great heavyweight champion somewhere, whether it's in WWE or whatever. And his New Japan, he's still just so smooth in the ring. Like everything he does, every counter, every grapple. And I thought him and Okada had basically a flawless match. Almost to the point where I was like, this is too perfect. The way they're wrestling, it wasn't the greatest match ever. It was a great match, but it was just smooth. Like it was not like you don't see through the seams and like, they're gonna mess up or anything.
It wasn't like Okada and Naito. It wasn't Okada and Omega. It wasn't like Okada and Tanahashi. It wasn't none of those, but it was a nice blend of like you saw everything here.
Yeah,
you saw a little bit of everything. So
yeah, it's a good sample platter of what both men can actually do in the ring. Again, as I consider Okada second or first best wrestler in the world, I would take in a draft. Maybe Bryan Danielson ahead of him, but it's fun. I feel it's fun. That's my personal opinion. I feel like he can wrestle anybody, and he'd be like, damn, he put on a hell of a match.
He'll make the other guy look fantastic.
Yeah. Also at the end of this match, Naito come out. I, again, as I self-proclaim, watched this in Japanese, so I have no idea what they said. I'm assuming he's challenging him at a different point.
Yes, so we're going to get another at Wrestling Dotaku, whenever that is. It's going to be Wrestling Dotaku 2022, the main event, Okada, Naito, again, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And I think Naito was being his tranquilo self, playing it off. Oh, I love locking up with with Okada. It's just one of those things. You got to watch it. Just watch us lock up. And when we lock up, that's going to be where the magic happens. And then that's it. That's basically how he's been playing it. If you get a chance to go watch the press conference, he says all that. He's a pretty good Spanish speaker too. It's fucked me up. Like I know he's like tranquilo. I know he's tranquilo as hell, but like damn, like motherfucker knows Spanish and Japanese.
I would like to say his Spanish is better than Andrade's English at this point. Like thinking of like translations getting lost and mixed in there. Like that's where that's at. Oh yeah. Also on the card we had Desperado versus Show, which was the, I guess, kind of co-main event the match before. I thought it was a solid match. Show with the quick early attack on Desperado. And I thought he was actually going to win this match. And I thought Desperado was going to win, but Show ended up winning. I thought that was a solid match. It wasn't as good. I thought the main event was probably the best match on the show.
It had to be.
Yeah. I enjoyed the tag match with, I always mix up everybody, with Gedo and I'm just going to mix up all these names.
All right, let me just with the tag match, because I'm great. I'm happy that United Empire won this match. Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, congratulations on both of y'all first New Japan gold. That gold had to get off of fucking Yoshihashi. I'm sorry. Yoshihashi is trash. It's dumpster juice. It had to go. Goto great. Yoshihashi trash.
Of the 4 men involved in this match, I do hate Yoshi. Not hate. I just like Yoshihashi the most
Oh my
because I feel
god.
like he has a terrible look. He isn't really that. He's okay, but I was like, get Gedo back in. I love
Their
Great
tag
Okai.
team name, their tag team name was the Fishermen. The Fishermen. What are we fishing for?
Maybe
Are we
we're
out of
lost
the
in
enemy?
translation.
Like, what the heck? Just because
That
we have
explains-
poles, we have fishing? Like, no. They were the
See,
fishermen. The
this is the
fishermen
problem.
lose to United Empire. Thank God.
Yes.
God.
This is why. All right, so this is why I probably should watch in English to get some of this understanding. I did not know they were known as the fishing men.
The fishermen.
That's such a trash name. And actually, Jeff Cobb at the end doing the reeling in the belts with the Great Okai. Because I was like, I don't understand why he did it, but I respect the fishing rod.
It
Oh, so
makes so much sense now.
yeah. Is this Jeff Cobb's first belt in
New Japan? Yes, it's
Yeah,
his
right?
first. It's his first taste of gold. So Jeff Cobb basically is the Michael Elgin of today. Okay.
Yes. It's a powerhouse, can lift anything, not abusing anybody, I don't hope. But I hope he's out there not doing that. But he yes, I understand what you mean by that. What are your other take? Otherwise, I just feel like it was a solid show, good show. Do you have anything else you want to spotlight from the show?
So the after match comments, obviously, the Bullet Club situation with Tama Tonga, like he went after Evil as his first victim. Eventually, they'll fight for the Never title. The Crown Jewel and the Rogue General is gonna be probably the next ones in line for a tag title shot if the Fishermen don't get their tag titles first. And then also there was another tag team that wanted a piece of the United Empire. I just can't remember at this time. So yeah. Other than that, Francis Akira is gonna be in the Best of the Super Juniors. Desperado playing it cool as he always does. Yano's not the king of pro wrestling 2022 no more. That's crazy. So
Yano's the greatest wrestler of all time. Damn it. He's the king. All right. So moving on to other things this week. On the show, we've touted the match of Roderick Strong and Dragunov. You had your chance to watch it on NXT UK. What are your thoughts on that match?
So this was definitely giving me like it wasn't the match that Walter and Dragunov had, but it felt that way.
Yeah.
It really did feel that way. It was a big match that wasn't a big match. Like if you have not watched this match, go on the network or go on Peacock, go on your Peacock or go on WWE YouTube, look up that match because it was fantastic. Just go watch that match. I don't have to say so much.
Just the physicality of it and the psychology of both men just ripping each other to shreds. And it was a match that I felt like deserved a bigger crowd and audience because it's on NXT UK, which is or Peacock or whatever it's called. And it's on limited views there. The audience is smaller than probably normally would be due to the pandemic and everything else where they're at right now at the BTS arena or whatever. And it just felt like this match should have happened more. And it's a shame that they just had such a smaller audience, but it was just a banger of a match. It was really hard to beat. Every time I look at it, I go, damn, they're really going hard on each other. And like for me, Dragunov, when he wrestles now, it's basically the Walter style of we're gonna beat the shit out of each other for about 15 to 20 minutes and then see what people think. And that's what it delivered. And Roddy knows how to beat the shit out of people. He knows how to be here. Roddy Strong would be the best wrestler in the world if he had a personality. That's just my opinion.
So with this match, and I believe this is the first time that they've ever touched, they ever locked up and whatever not. It's like they knew everything that they were doing. Like the counters that they were producing was like they've wrestled each other before. And I've never seen that in like a first time ever match where like they counter a move. Like there was at one point in the match, you know how Roderick Strong hits a knee out of nowhere and like
Yeah.
crushes your face in? So he whips him to the ropes, and Dragunov just holds on to the ropes, and Roderick went for the knee, and he got air. And I was like, oh, he caught that. Like,
Yeah.
that was crazy. And then there's this headbutt that Dragunov does from like the second rope, like it's like a torpedo joint. And
Yeah.
Roderick Strong moved the heck out the way. He didn't toss up a knee or nothing, but he moved out the way, and it shocked him. And he was like, "What's going on? No, nobody does that." Like, it's
Yeah.
like,
And considering that, I don't know how much time they had to put together this match because I think Roddy was probably there, like what, 1 day of tapings. He
a
just
day,
flew out,
a
probably,
day.
and just came out there. Was like, "This is what we're doing. All right, matches together. We just go out there and work it out." And I'm just like, "Damn, that is so good." Roddy is so good. Dry it up too as well. Just put on a match. It's like I was there for a day, and we just threw off this banger of a match.
Imagine a program. Imagine a long-standing program with those two.
Yeah. Hopefully, and when the WWE goes to Wells for that big stadium show, they actually have Dragunov have a match there. I know, and you know, for the UK title, it just seems like it would be fitting. I don't know who he'll fight. Maybe somebody that on the main roster he hasn't fought before or something. But
Who would
hopefully
you
they incorporate
choose?
some of it from the just the WWE full roster.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm going Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Sheamus just beat the shit out of him. I just feel like I'm not gonna go back and forth. Dragunov still comes out on top, but I feel like a Sheamus match would just be so physical, and he'd be down with just like, and you just see like the bruises on their body from like just the hard hitting style. I think that'd just be a unique matchup.
So I'm gonna go non-traditional, and I'm gonna say The Miz.
Whoa, that is completely non-traditional and out of this world.
I'm gonna say The Miz, and here's why. Because beating a guy like The Miz, especially being a two-time grand champion, like, you know, people don't believe that beating The Miz means something, but it does. Okay, like regardless how you feel about the guy, regardless about how you feel how he got his accomplishments or whatever, not the boy is a two-time Money in the Bank winner, two-time WWE champion. Like, you know, he's won the IC belt how many fucking times now? Tag team champion with multiple people. That's difficult to do. Like, you know, like put The Miz in that position, and then he can hype up Dragunov because he does hype up his opponents, and then have Dragunov beat the hell out The Miz. Like, just beat him up. Like, basically it. Like,
that would be an interesting match. It would just be like, oh, your physicality, because The Miz really doesn't get that physical. I know he had some somewhat physical matches with Daniel Bryan, but that was probably as strong as it was going to get. But I can see it. It'd be a different type of matchup for the UK title. And the heat The Miz would got, it'd be similar to like what Matt Cardona is getting when he's traveling. If The Miz were to win.
Oh God! Oh man! Can you imagine The Miz on Raw with the UK title every week? Oh man!
Just annoying. And I would honestly have him win the title leading up to that pay-per-view. That way he can lose it back in front of a large stage and be like, "Oh, this is how you got someone over." But yeah, The Miz is a different choice. Was not expecting that. I was expecting everybody else. Was not expecting The Miz. Although, you know, he had a solid match with Cody this week.
Like I said, defeating The Miz means something, especially if you're trying to do something.
By the way, that is the producer Manny doing that. Some of the stuff in the chat with, you know, Roddy being great, and Levi asked, "Is A-Kid Dragunov? Was Roddy better than A-Kid Dragunov?" And I would say, yeah, it was. It was just better. It was more Roddy had more of that. I'm a veteran in this game. I can probably work with anybody and just tear the house down kind of feel.
Can we talk about how good D Familia is?
Like, yes.
Oh my God, they're so good.
It's just a cool. It's a Tio Man, Regal's son. I forget his last name. Charlie Dempsey. And why am I blanking on the other dude's name? It's like the leader.
They're just so darn good, and I was cool. Like, this is the type of factions that we need in WWE programming.
Yeah,
Not just the UK, but WWE programming.
Now, do you feel like, of all the factions going on in the wrestling right now, who is your favorite? Is it, because there's a lot of them right now, whether AEW, New Japan, WWE, there seems to be a growing number of factions. Who is your number one faction right now? Still?
Yeah, man, because Jay White knows how to work the audience, and the Bullet Club has been around, and it's all around. Like everywhere you go, it's Bullet Club. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm watching a Finn or an AJ match on WWE, whether I'm in freaking Impact Wrestling watching the Good Brothers do their thing or whatever not, the Young Bucks still are part of that. The AEW is AEW is a dissension because of what Bullet Club has done. Like there would be no AEW without the fandom of Bullet Club and stuff like that. New Japan, they've been trying to water down the Bullet Club, but they still find a way to make it happen. My number 2 is Los Ingobernables de Japón. So I love that faction.
You said that very well. Very well.
I mean, like being Black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, I got nothing to say myself. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, because I can't say it all. I would just be like, who I'm talking
Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yeah. I would just say Los Ingobernables, and I say it wrong again, right?
See, and the same thing applies with Los Ingobernables, because they're not just a Japan faction, they're a Mexican faction too. So Rush, Dragon Lee, freaking if you look at Andrade, one of the original people who is Ingobern, like what I'm saying. So
yeah,
without Andrade, there's no Naito. Without Naito, there's no there's none of that.
Yeah. All right. So those were the two big things I wanted to cover. Other than that, it's big in the NWA. The Pope is getting a title shot with Matt Cardona, or had one. We don't know if he's going to win or not. I'm just going to put my thoughts on it. I feel like the Pope should have been champion in one of these companies somewhere at some point. He's probably one of the best mic skill wrestlers out there. Just with natural charisma. Just when he cuts a promo, you have to listen. And it'd be nice if he got it. Do I believe he's going to get it? Do I believe he got it? Probably not. What are your thoughts on the NWA current situation?
So Matt Cardona is doing fantastic things with that NWA championship. He already beat Nick Aldis in an unfathomable way. I'm just gonna say it like that, an unfathomable way. He's beaten some of the best for the belt. Like he's
Tim
been
Storm.
on. Yeah, he just wrestled Tim Storm and showed that he can go in the ring. We know that he can go in the ring. He's wrestled the likes of everyone in WWE almost. Mm-hmm. Everybody in WWE, and then he's working his way up the Impact ranks and stuff like that. So he's just being good. I think the switch from when he was just like, I'm always ready, good guy, to I'm gonna be a heel, made him better. So him being a Long Island jack off is better for him.
I feel like he's doing the sports entertainer gimmick better than what Jericho's trying to do in AEW, because that's what he's doing. Yeah, attempting to do, because that's what he's basically doing. It's like, you need me on this poster because this shit is bullshit out here in these streets. I've been on the major leagues. I can sell this product. I am what they want. And he's just being an asshole to every single body. And I just don't think it's the right time to take the title off of him. He's pretty much the hottest thing on the indies as it currently stands, as he continues to gain title after title from every promotion.
As much as people don't want to believe it, he is the hottest thing on the indies right now, Matt Cardona.
It is. He is. And
contrary to popular belief, what Moose said, mid Cardona. he had me rolling with that.
It's a good lie. But if we were picking people right now, Moose, I'm sorry, Cardona's going ahead of you, because the dude knows how to generate buzz and just heat all on himself. And yes, he may not be the best wrestler in the world, but he knows how to get attention.
Yo, wait till he takes the Impact Championship away. blown up that company is gonna be. Oh my god.
I feel he could do more for that Impact title than Omega and Christian did for when they had it. Because
not so much Omega, but more than Christian. I mean, Christian held that belt already.
Yeah, way back ago, and then he had it, and it was just like whatever. But I feel like the attention he brings to it with the GCW title. Well, he doesn't have that anymore, but does he still?
He's the New York Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. He's the Impact Digital Media Champion. He's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's like he's got mad belts from everywhere. Yeah. He needs to go against Darius Carter for all these belts that he's got, because Darius Carter got a lot of belts too.
A clash is going to happen between Darius Carter, who's second mention on this show, will happen with him and Matt Cardona. I'm sure it's gonna happen. I'm sure
it's gotta happen sometime.
Yeah, and Matt Cardona will win that belt as well, because all these promoters want the attention that he brings right now, because it's just good. It's good business. Good business. Like Matt Cardona, just give him all the belts. He can talk shit about this company all he wants, but it's going to force the mainstream / casual audience who wanted to see Zack Ryder succeed be like, oh, damn, he's doing all this. I got to watch to see what Matt Cardona doing. He's really building himself up the way Cody was doing when he first went on his independent run.
Yeah, because Cody did something very similar, and winning the Ring of Honor World Title for the first time, and basically challenging the leadership of Bullet Club off the rip, being in Bullet Club to begin with. That was a big news. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about at all? We have reached the 26-minute mark, an all-time record for the show.
I didn't know we were timed this time.
No, we're not. We're not timed. I was just trying. My goal was always keep it under 20 minutes, but we could always go longer. Manny's probably in the production going like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, so I'm waiting on New Japan to release that mutiny. Allegedly, it already happened on April the 10th, but I need to figure out where that I could find that, so that way I could see the Jay White Hikuleo match. There is April 23rd Rebellion, Impact Rebellion's gonna come on, so just go keep that out. That's gonna be Josh Alexander finally getting his revenge on Moose with the dastardly act that he did at Bound for Glory last year.
Oh, with the kid right there, cashed in
on his wife and child in the middle of the ring. In the middle of the ring.
My favorite, that segment made me laugh because I couldn't take. Was it Matt Striker doing a commentary at the time? If Matt Striker, he was crying or something on the commentary, I was like, "Shut the fuck up! You're being over the top. You're being extra. Oh, it's in front of his son. Oh my god! I'm like, shut up! You're being extra." I would have fired Matt Striker for that. I'm just saying.
That's why Tom Phillips or Tom Halfligan is there.
Yeah,
he's starting to push my buttons.
Oh yeah.
Yo, he's starting to get to your Jim Kelly level, Kelly level.
Kevin Kelly. I like Tom. Kevin Kelly. I don't think there's not a redeeming factor. I hated Tom at first, but somehow you get used to Tom because he's extremely casual.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Nick Patrick, Vic Joseph, Tom Halfligan, Kevin Kelly.
I'm going. Wait, as in who would I take?
Yeah,
I'm taking Vic Joseph.
Vic Joseph.
I'll take Vic Joseph. Don't make me choose. Don't make me do that. That's crossing the line right there. All right?
Crossing the line. This is TNA Impact. We crossed the line out here.
Damn, you don't go back no Dixie Carter catchphrases at me. Somewhere Dixie's like, someone remembered.
What do you think of the CYN going on? There's a couple shows that went through. People are giving it good raves and stuff like that.
I don't know. I'm afraid to watch it. It just after I saw the rules, I was like, this seems like it's gonna be trash. And then
did you watch
it.
did you watch the interview that EC3 had with Chris Van Vliet? It might open your eyes to some things.
No, I have not. I've honestly been avoiding CYN the entire time. Whenever I see news, I go like, "Good luck, man. Good luck." It just doesn't seem like it's gonna make it.
Watch that interview with Chris Van Vliet, because I thought the same thing, but then just to give it a shot, an opportunity, that'll be the thing to do.
All right.
If after that interview then you don't want to watch it, then that's up to you. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it for the benefit of the show, but I'm always like, I see the roster. I'm not really that intrigued by most of these guys. I'm just going like, I'm just like, it hasn't pulled me in. There hasn't been that hook. It was like, oh, you need to watch because of this. And I'll check out the interview, but I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're trying too much. Now, have you watched Terminus at all? I think they only did one show, right? I think it's called Terminus with
Yes.
Gresham and his promotion, basically.
Yes. So those matches, if you don't get to watch it, I know it's on Fight TV. It's also on Independent Wrestling TV app, which I have both. Go watch those.
Yeah. All right. That's Levi's called it CYN, the new Global Force Wrestling. I'm not gonna ever say that. I'm not saying that.
Global Force was great. If it had backing. Global Force was great if it had backing. That's actually the indie promotion I use for 2K22, since it doesn't exist anymore. I use them, and I have those belts, and I use those for my rivalries. Yeah. Right now, I think Brian Cage is my champion right now. I simulate the matches. I don't play them.
Way to be above the whole thing. You sound like Vince. I don't wrestle the matches. I simulate them all the time. Let me get the people disappearing and shit.
well, that's the thing. If I play the matches, I know 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna win. So I just want to look at it and then try to see that might be my Twitch. That might be my Twitch thing if I start one. GFW return.
Yeah, the return of Global Force Wrestling. I'm gonna say this: your Twitch will probably get more fraction in the wrestling landscape than actual Global Force Wrestling, because it was there. You get news stories here and there. They said they have shows, and it's like, okay, and then it was just like, here we go, we made a deal with New Japan. We got the WWE lighting guy, and then it was gone. We had Chael Sonnen on commentary. It was like, that was quick, Jared.
Once Chael Sonnen was on commentary, that's when I knew it was all downhill from there.
Man always gets knocked out, man. Knocked out, loses everything.
Josh Barnett got another Bloodsport coming on. I forgot what the big match is gonna be. Yeah. It's like Moxley versus somebody.
I feel like every show is built around Moxley versus somebody.
Speaking of Moxley versus somebody,
yep.
Windy City Riot.
Yep.
Oh man, that's gonna happen on Sunday.
That should be the show everybody check out. I feel like that card is stacked and might be one of the biggest shows of the year. Might be one of the best shows of the year. This seems like it's gonna be a good show. The main event of Moxley and Ospreay.
I'm looking forward to Ospreay knocking his fucking block off. I just want to see the Hidden Blade one time. Even if he wins or loses with it, I just want to see it done.
Who you got? Who you got winning that match? I feel like it's hard to pick. It's too hard to pick.
It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em. Definitely a pick'em. Because this is not just any John Moxley. This is Combat Club, Blackpool Combat Club John Moxley. The one with the one with the bloody Wheeler Yuta and William Regal on his side.
Yeah.
But then again, this is not the same Ospreay that was wrestling, Ricochet at the Best of the Super Juniors. This is a different Will Ospreay.
More
This is
physical, more
on
violent.
another level.
On another level.
On
I can't
another
speak.
level.
What we need. Manny is probably just shaking his head on British accents right now. Like, just no. All right, that is the big show for next week. That's what we're probably going to talk about all next week is the Windy City Riot show.
Maurice, I don't know if you're watching, but you gotta hit that show, man. Mr. Prophet, yeah. You gotta hit that show.
That is going to be the big show. That is a big show, and that Chicago crowd's going to be just rabid.
I can't wait. Sunday.
Yep. Sunday. You can even watch that show or Monster Trucks. It's your choice. I'm just saying what I prefer. All right. I think that should probably wrap up this week's show. Again, catch me on this network and channel and all that. Jemal will tell you everywhere he can catch you himself again on
SoundCloud. Three Faces of Jemal, as it's spelled right here on the bottom, right there. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You can catch all my music and then also my podcast that I do, Mid-Card Mess Podcast, the best damn podcast. Well, yeah, we're trying to get there. So, help me out.
No, sell it. Always sell it as the best damn podcast. I don't care.
It's the best goddamn podcast ever.
Yeah.
I talk about everything. I talk about everything else and more. Yeah. Everything else and more. That's what I do.
See, right now, this is more of a summary of everything Jemal talks about. However, when you go to his podcast, you get the whole Google search of information you need. Just pure Google search. I was going to say encyclopedia, but those books are small now compared to what Google can range out. Ad-free currently, if you guys want to sponsor. All right. So that concludes everything else for this week. Hope you guys have a great day, a great week. Peace out. In credits, I don't know how to end the show.